Shelpers, thank you for joining me tonight for more Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I switched the cart, I switched to Crash's sister Candy Claus, whatever. Oh, hang on. No, we don't want to be here. I don't think we have to do this. Unless we do, then I'm gonna cry my balls off. I thought we didn't have to do anything but the races, so...
I think you're ready to move on from here.
Oh wait, we just got done?
Yeah.
That's why, okay, gotcha. Yeah, we're not doing any kind of challenges, there's no way. If we make it out alive, then we're good, we're good. We're going back down the wrong alleyway. Abort, abort! So I hope you all had a lovely week, as good of a week as you could have had. Anyway. I am getting ready to go to the doctor tomorrow. That is for real and for true. B is back up, correct? Nope. I don't remember how to back up in this game. But yeah, you're right. This is Papu's place, and I just defeated Papu. I thought we drove to the Winter Wonderland, but apparently it didn't stick after the save? Question mark? Hold on. I'm seeing it, I'm seeing it. Hold on, we're almost there. Let's go. There we go. I got sucked off to the right place. Now we're all good. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Today is Thursday, so that's what I consider Friday Eve. So Thursday is actually my favorite day of the week. I know that sounds a little weird. Everybody's like Friday, Saturday, blah, 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 blah. Tuesday is the worst day. Thursday is the best day, and I will fight anyone on this. Okay, so everybody says it's Monday. That is not true. Because Monday, you still have a little sense that this week is going to be a good week, right? Like, at least somewhat. You're like, okay, we're going to try it. We're going to, like, not be a bitch to our coworker passive aggressively. We're going to, like, turn in our homework on time. Like, nobody's going to make fun of us when we, you know, talk about our ideas or show our artwork. And then you go through, and guess what happens? By Monday night, you realize, oh, it's just the same shitty week over and over again. So, because of that, what you have to do with life is wake up on Tuesday and realize you're not even halfway through. Henceforth, Tuesday is the worst day. Because you're not even halfway through at that point. Whereas, when you hit, like, later in the day on Thursday, you are coasting through the edge of the world. You are ready and geared up for Friday. You're already making plans to have the D&D group together or spend some time in Discord with your sussy boyfriend or whatever it is, whatever the kids these days are doing now. But yeah, so that's basically and essentially it. So Thursday, best day. Tuesday, worst day. Because Tuesday, you can't even say it's hump day, right? You can't even be like, well, we're almost there, guys. No, we're not. We're absolutely not. But Thursday, yep. You can plan dates for Friday, all kinds of fun stuff. I almost hit my own damn box. My big box. Anyway. That's a reference to a parody from a show my innocent shelpers should not be watching. Okay. I fucked up so much so far and I'm still in the lead. I don't know how. I'm not gonna fucking look a gift horse in the dick. Oh no. Fuck my ass. No, shelpers, no. I was doing so well. Okay, we're still good. We're still good. It's all fine. It's all fine. I don't know why you're panicking. Whatever lead I had, I probably closed the fuck up like a nun's legs. Okay, there we go. We got it. I was still pretty far ahead, so. Not bad. Oh, I unlocked blue cocoa. I don't even want to know what that would taste like. So, yeah, not too bad. And Tiny's just getting hit when it's showing me the rest of the race. I'm fine with that. For once, it's not me on the blooper reel. Blooper World Order reel. So one of the things I was doing before I was on stream is going through and unlocking more items still in Brotato, and I was listening to a YouTube like commentary video on A Clockwork Orange by Pugzer. Pugzer deals with like a lot of the splatter, punk, horror type extreme genre book things. And I've never read A Clockwork Orange. Some people had to read it in school. I never did. But one of the things that I found intriguing was that the book actually ends up having a different last chapter, and for the most part, everybody in America never knew it. Like the book or the movie it's based on, or the book, let me start over. The movie based on the book always ended where the American version did, which is where the guy essentially gets his ability to choose violence back without being physically ill. But that's not where the book ended for like the other people. And they eventually did put the last chapter back in. And the last chapter gives the whole thing a different feel, like a different tonality. So very briefly, if you haven't like read A Clockwork Orange or whatever, haven't seen the film, I've seen the film. Oh no, this is the mines, this is the mines, we're in the mines. I do not yearn for the mines. I know who I'm fighting then if I'm in the mines. And oh, fuck me. Thank you for boosting me out of the wall, but I did not appreciate the rocket to the ass. I have rocket shit. Oh, god damn it. Okay, here we go. But anyway, okay, so for those of you not aware of what A Clockwork Orange is, we're gonna have to do this again. This is like Wario's gold mine with the fucking sharp turn. This is where the Komodo guy keeps fucking me over because that sharp turn lets them get way ahead. But anyway, I digress. So A Clockwork Orange is about this kind of dystopian world or whatever, and people are, I don't want to say all people, but essentially the main character is named Alex, and he's a hooligan. He does like really, really bad stuff. So like imagine some of the worst stuff you could ever do, like making people quote unquote not alive anymore, hurting them intimately, robbing from them, etc. And he ends up doing something so bad that he ends up in prison. And, or I shouldn't say so bad, he was doing a lot of things so bad, but he got like caught enough times. He ended up in prison, and after a couple of years he finds out there's like this new treatment that'll get him out of prison in like 2 weeks, and he decides to go for it. And the guy who runs the prison is essentially like, no, I don't really think you should be going for it, Alex. And Alex is like, hells to the yeah, I can be out with my boys like robbing people and shit again. So he signs up for it. And essentially this is like some of the more well-known stuff in the movie, where he's like forced to like open his eyes and watch like violent stuff while there's like classical music playing. And the reason it's classical music is because he loves classical music, and the people who were trying to fix him, I guess, just wanted to be dicks at that point, because there was no reason to bring his love of classical music into it. So anyway, he tries eventually when he gets out to like go back home, and then his family doesn't have like anywhere for him to stay. Damn it, I only was in second place, but I gotta do that again. This might be a phone a friend level. This level is bad, but I need practice anyway because of Komodo. But anyway, so when he gets out, his family moved someone else in, and then when he goes to the library to find ways to not exist anymore, because not having free will is like really getting him down, somebody else he had like beat up and robbed with his gang sees him, and then he gets like beat up by the person in return with his friends, and a bunch of bad stuff starts happening to him and he can't defend himself. Well, here he finds this guy, and it's a guy he had hurt, and he had really hurt the guy's wife, if you know what I'm saying. And essentially the guy's like, what happened to you was wrong, it's all over the papers, like they took away your free will, we shouldn't be able to do that. And so that's kind of, I'm gonna start over. So that's kind of where it was. And the guy like helps him connect with people to talk about what he went through, and eventually the people like took him away because as they're trying to like help him, and just as they're like taking him away, the guy who he beat up and who, you know, they hurt his wife, he starts like putting together, I guess, that he was the kid that did it. And we got to remember that at the time of this, Alex, the main character, he's only 15. Like when the story kind of fucked me starts. So we're in for a rough one, Shelpers. I think this is another one of those. Oh, I thought that was a roadway. Let us start afresh. You're gonna be watching me do this for like at least an hour. And not even for Komodo. Okay, so they essentially help him after he tries to end it all. And at the end of the movie, which is where the book used to end, essentially, is they're able to like fix him so that he's able to go back to his life of like horrible crime, debauchery, hurting people, etc. Like that's where the movie ends. And I remember watching the movie, and at the end of the movie he's like smiling, and you can like hear screaming and see like him, like, yeah, it's almost like I'm going back to this, if that makes sense. But in the book, where it ends is not just him having the ability to be a bad person back. Where the book ended with the last chapter that was always removed was like he's kind of back to it in a way, except, oh fuck me, no. When he's back to it, essentially, should not have used that on a curve. When he's back to his debauchery, he gets a new gang together and stuff, but like he ends up having earlier nights. Then he meets someone from his old gang, and that guy is married and is having friends over and stuff like that, and he's not carousing and hurting people anymore. And it seems like at the end of the book with the chapter, Alex is essentially seeing a life for himself where he can exist with like normal people and just like have a peaceful life. Like eventually the debauchery, the pain, even though he can do it, it just does not appeal to him anymore. And I think I look at it as like an essential like component of like Alex growing up in the story, like knowing he can do bad things, choosing not to. He knows he can like have this stuff go on, but he chooses simplicity, he chooses peace, essentially, to be a peaceful person. Yes, look at that, look at that, look at it, look at it, look at it. Hi, Shy Guy. No, he was only 15 in the story. And I didn't know he was that young either, but not when the story ends, but like when he gets put in prison, I think, for doing what he was doing, yeah. And at one point, he like, one of his deeds was like, let's say luring like some 10-year-old girls back to his place and plying them with a lot of substances and then hurting them before he let them go home. So like it's a very violent, very explicit book, but the themes are essentially like free will And do we want to live in a society where everyone is essentially forced to be good? Or is it more important for us to have free will? That kind of thing. And like I said, with the last part of the book being, you know, him actually starting to choose for himself, just like life that's more calm. You know, there are a lot of people who are hardened criminals for the rest of their lives, but there are also a fair amount of people who decide, like, hey man, I can't be out running the streets anymore. I can't be out, like, I want a family. I want to be able to have a future. I want to help people. There are some people who, like, have been in, like, a gang all their lives and then they leave the life. I mean, some people, they die by the life for it's all they know, but thank you. Yeah, the victory was, yeah. I scummed that one out, I gotta tell ya. I'm not gonna be able to do that with Komodo, though. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be really rough. I hope you're doing well, by the way, as well as you possibly can. But yeah, Pugzer has some really good videos on some, like, really disturbing or whatever books. I actually really like listening to his, like, he goes through the books and then, like, kind of like chapter by chapter what happens, and then gives his analysis and stuff at the end. So if there's like a violent, like, horror book you want to read but you don't want to, like, put yourself through that, Pugzer's gotcha. So that's what I was listening to, Take on a Clockwork Orange. It's like Pugser. Fuck me, I don't know where I'm going. It's gonna be a bit. Okay, we're gonna start this over again. We're not coming back from that, obviously. So yeah, I enjoy his analysis. I listen to a lot of, like, analysis and stuff when I'm doing, like, work and other stuff. Oh, that corner is gonna be a hell on earth. Whee! But yeah, some things I can do while I listen, and then some things I just can't. Oh no. Right in the drink. Oh, fuck me. I forgot about that thing. Then this is the one where I have to jump over the thing with the walrus? Or the seal, maybe? Okay. Oh, shit. Well. But yeah, so, like, I was doing stuff on Canva the other night for my personal channel. I really need to start doing certain things for this channel. Yeah, you can jump it if you have enough speed there. I just don't, obviously. That would help if I got items once in a while, but hey, whatever. This is on easy though, so this is my best chance. I actually have, like, a meme or two I was gonna put on Blue Sky, and it was about video games. So one is like, your guy, something about only giving a lesser soul gem, and it's like a disc from Skyrim. It's funny. I used to play a lot of, like, Elder Scrolls. I just don't much anymore. I wish that I could read it now in my old age. Maybe if I ever get back to Lens Crafters, essentially. Ah, damn. I might have to switch to cornering. I just don't want to live in a world where I can't accelerate after I hit a goddamn wall, which is frequent. Quite frequent. So we've been watching I Won't Be Your Lover Unless, and the oh, see, told you it's a shortcut. Woo! I mean, granted, I just fucking gave up my lead because I smacked into a goddamn wall like a buffoon. Anyway, and the last episode we watched of the show was, like, really damn good. It's like a romance, like a poly romance thing with like a bunch of like schoolgirls, and it's actually a really good show. But the one girl finally realizes kind of sort of that she has feelings for the main girl, and because of that, like the revelation scene and everything that preceded it, it was a really good episode. It was like very well animated. This, like, you can tell they put a lot of heart into that episode. And like where I didn't like one of the main girls because she got like, let me just say, essentially, the one episode she was trying to really coerce the one girl into liking her and letting her do things to her. And I'm not okay with that. Consent all the way 24/7. Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna run into a wall and I'm gonna lose my lead. Please, Lord, please. Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die, Lord. I'm trying. Okay, up. No, I know I stopped. I'm gonna try my best to not fuck this up, but I'm gonna fuck this up, if you know what I'm saying. Like, we should be at the finish line any day now. Okay, there we go. I actually had a fairly commanding lead, which is nice because, yeah. But the scene where she, like, okay, let me describe this. Like, the main girl is with one of her friends at this place because the friend essentially ran away. They're high schoolers. And the girl who was initially interested in the pink-haired girl, who's the main girl, she actually comes and kind of crashes their vacation, sort of. And at the end, they're at this festival and they're getting food, and the pink-haired girl kind of gets lost. So it's the two girls who are her friends talking, the one who wants a relationship with her and then the one who's kind of developing feelings. And here the main love interest, who I don't really like still, she essentially says, I was just wondering if you were falling in love with her. And when the one girl denies it, like, here the fireworks start, and it's like she figures out that, oh shit, I am actually in love with her. And it was just like a really good scene, the way it was all handled, and I think it was also meant to be character growth for the one girl that I don't really care for. So, I'm sorry you're tired and peeved. Things are going okay. I'm upset and nervous about my appointment tomorrow. I have to write out everything that I have wrong with me physically, and just to make sure my records are right, because they have at least one wrong diagnosis, which I've talked about. And I don't like doing that because, how do I put this? I don't like doing it because it makes me feel even more othered. I know it's my doctor and I kind of have to make sure I get the best care, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I have to remember every single ailment, every single, like, I'm gonna have to try to remember every single thing I've gone through, everything I'm prone to. So, yeah, I don't like recounting it, especially in a medical setting. I hate it because I already feel like really abnormal. I already feel like I'm a professional patient, like constantly, because I have to go get blood work at least once a month, and though I didn't go this month, don't tell anybody. But yeah, I'm supposed to get a blood check every month. Sometimes I have like multiple blood checks, sometimes I have multiple appointments, and it just feels like really wrong. So it's already like, oh great, like I already feel, I don't know why I turned that way. I really don't. I'm probably fucked now. Oh well. But yeah, it makes me feel really bad about me. And I don't know why. I mean, I'm very open about my disability. I'm very open about many of my health conditions. I think it's just recounting them all in like one sitting, like, makes me think of my mortality mayhap. So maybe that's it. Because, you know, I'm actually jet black scared of dying. Some people, it's like, man, they come to terms with it. They think there's a heaven, whatever it is, so it makes them more comfortable. Not me. I'm terrified. I'm jet black terrified. I don't like change in general because I think about everything that could go wrong, but like, yeah. I'm just terrified of death, so maybe when I write it all down, because my insurance people have actually said to me, we have 90-year-olds that have better health records than you have. And I was like, yay, wee, that's so fun. To know that I'm like, nanogenarians have a better health record than I do is like a smack in the balls, you know? And I think a lot of people don't realize just how like everything goes for me. Yeah, I couldn't jump off because there were a lot of hills. So anyway. So it's rough. And then I gotta remember some of them. And I know that sounds weird, but like, okay, my asthma, for instance, right? My asthma is not something that I deal with every day. It is not a constant need the inhaler all the time. So since I only need my rescue inhaler like, oh, maybe like several times, I want to say a year, but it really depends on if I'm stressed. It's like more. So let's say like 2 or 3 times a month to be more accurate. So say that's what I need. Well, I don't always remember to tell people, hey, I have an albuterol inhaler. And yes, they should have my medical stuff when I go in because this person is not in a different system. They're essentially just taking over from my old doctor. Which, great, okay, fine. But considering my records are often incomplete or just plain wrong, it's a bit difficult. So, and I want to make sure, and I know that I'm gonna be asked like, why do you have narcotics? Like, what is your pain? Like, where is it? I love it when they ask, where is it? I'm like, honey, it's a shorter list to tell you where it isn't. So I always find that kind of funny in a weird way when they say, where is your pain? I mean, at least they ask me that less than what is your pain level. And I'm like, for you, you'd be crying. You'd be praying for it to stop by, let's just to say, any means necessary. I'm trying to be a little PC with that, but you know what I'm getting at? You'd be in a ball wondering which god you pissed off, essentially. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it is a lot of bad and terrible experiences. So, and then I've had people say like, well, why do you need your rat poison? Which I'm on warfarin. Because I had deep vein thrombosis, which means a blood clot in the deeper veins of your leg. I had it in 2007, and I've been on blood thinner ever since. Now, my family doesn't have the clotting problem, but my mom also had blood clots. So I find that kind of interesting. That even though we don't supposedly have the genetic component, so yeah, I have to sit there and make out a nice little Christmas list of everything wrong with me. Plus everything I remember. So like when my cancers were, what they were, just to make sure they know. Because my health record is not complete. Yes, this guy wants to fight me at Wario's gold mine, and it's the worst track in this area. So I'm gonna get hurt. And this is not the worst race there is, by the way. I wish it were. It's not. There's a rat. A stinking rat. So this is gonna cause me quite a bit of swearing. But yeah, they tell me I'll feel better if I get off the warfarin, actually. They want me on Eliquis, which thins you out a lot faster during the day, but I don't want to take the chance of hemorrhaging. But people have actually said it's a lot better. And for a while, my mom was on Eliquis as well, and she actually said it does help. So, but I'm also trying to like figure out my new arthritis diagnosis, and that is a difficulty, you know? Because I'm trying to be... Yeah, he's got like potions and shit. Oh wait, the green TNT boxes. I fucked up. I really am gonna need a lot of practice. I'm sorry, Shelpers. This is gonna suck for you. I'm trying very hard not to lose my shit though. Oh, I am gonna have a clip video out for the first time I played this. So if you want to see the moments I found funniest, see maybe a couple of memes. Haha. Too bad he can probably regrow that tail. Oh, fuck me twice. Anyway. He's probably like, aha. Yeah, and him throwing TNT boxes on this curve. This curve is so shit. I might need to redo my fucking cart into a corner cart for this level. I know I said that before, but I mean it. Ah, fuck me running. Yeah, well, I might just have, you know, husband help me with that. But I'm supposed to take all of my meds with me tomorrow, so like I can just be like, you know, this is what I take this for. I'm assuming they have to at least know a good chunk of what I'm there for by now. But I also need her to know what's happening because of the fuck me in the pole. What's happening because she also has to keep up with, like, if I ask her, like, can I have a blood test for this? Like, most doctors will be like, no, you don't need a blood test for that.
It might be time for an upgrade.
And a lot of times I do. Like, I'll give you an example. Okay, so in 2017, when I had my first cancer, I had my uterus irradiated. You know, the uterus is the baby hotel inside of a lady, or a person born as a lady, or whatever. So my uterus was irradiated. It is now essentially followed in there. And because it was irradiated, I knew from the fact that it was, you know, not good for you to be irradiated, that I would no longer be able to have babies. So at 32, they calmly told me that. I'm like, well, we decided not to have kids anyway, but thank you, you know. And why that's important is I don't know when I hit menopause. And menopause is when a woman, you know, gets to a certain age where she stops having her menstrual cycle and all of that. So I'm not gonna know. I'm 40 years old, so most women by my age are in what they call perimenopause. And that's like the stage like almost before, or we get there in our 40s or whatever. So like basically premenopause. And I'm not gonna know when I hit menopause or whatever, because my body is not going to react normally because I no longer have a menstrual cycle. If I get something else wrong with me, like hot flashes or whatever, when you are chronically ill, a lot of times your body does not like to regulate your temperature. So that's another fun fact. I'm chronically ill, so I don't have a regular, consistent temperature. For instance, here's a little tidbit for you. When you are anemic, and that's what I am. Oh shit, please don't catch up to me. I don't want to do this again, Lord. When you're anemic and you eat dinner, or anything essentially, when you eat, nice, your body temperature plummets. Doesn't sound like something it should do, but it does. And it has to do with the fact that you don't have enough iron in your red blood cells, and your red blood cells help carry oxygen, and you're not getting enough oxygen when you're eating, so you get cold, or some stupid fucking dumb thing like that. So, yeah.
Here's a key for the win. Still, I think you're not fast enough to outrace Oxide. We're going to lose our planet, and it'll be all yours.
Yep, at least he wasn't sticking it in his tongue like Ripperoo, or eating a donut off of it like Papu Papu. Okay, so I did not need husband's help during that. That was weird. But yeah, I take a daily iron supplement. And what the iron supplement does is it gives me enough free roaming iron in my blood. But I had to go to a hematologist like a long time ago because they couldn't figure out why some of my numbers were like incredibly jank. And what was happening to me essentially... Oh no. Not this, Lord. Okay, we're here. I'm gonna cry. The castle is a hard level 2. But what's essentially happening to me was because I take my meds, which I should, obviously. We're gonna save here. Okay, let's just make sure I did that. Alright, there we go. So, because I take my meds, I have enough in my bloodstream, but I don't have enough in my bone marrow. So, you're supposed to store iron in your marrow. And I don't. And I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if I never get enough iron to actually store it up. Because I have to keep replenishing my marrow every fucking day. Or what? Or iron every day, not marrow every day, damn it. You get what I'm saying, though. I have no idea. They don't know. They don't know so many things about me. And they're like, well, as long as you keep taking your iron supplement, you'll have enough in your blood. So they're like, you won't have to worry about, you know, some of the more dangerous stuff that happens with you not having, God bless it, enough. And I'm like, okay then. Like, what else am I supposed to say? No, let's figure this out. Like, I have so many other things that if a pill does, like, take it away from me, like, I'm fucking lucky, basically. Oh, my sweet baby Jesus. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Faster, 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 faster. Oh, dear God. Okay, I remember this kind of. Okay. Yes, I'm going to avoid those. Those fucking things in the middle fucked me twice. Those jump pads in the middle are essentially a tease. They're like, come here, it'll be fine. Yeah, no. Oh, fuck me, I forgot. I was like, aren't there holes in the floor? Yes, there are. They're here. One on each side. Okay. Oh, no. We might as well learn the track because we're gonna have to do this again. And it's been a while. It has essentially been years. I'm telling you though, the castle one is worse. Though the sharp turns suck balls too, don't get me wrong. Okay, hold on. Oh dear Lord. I wish I would have had an item. Seriously. No, not my butt, please. Not my butt. Oh shit. At least I didn't go flying off the track because there was some kind of a barrier. Oh, yep, told you. Told you it's a ruse. my sister let me meet her other best friend, and I'm like, because she just, I don't want to say she didn't want me to before, but what she did was she put us both in a group chat on Facebook, and I'm like, oh hi, you know, like I've heard a lot about you, but it's like she wants us to like get to know each other, which is like really nice. But she's like, you and her have a lot in common, and I'm like, do we? We both like horror movies. I mean, I guess friendships have been started on Lost, but... And she likes crafting like my sister and I like. I suppose that's nice. I just... When my sister has a friend, I'm like, oh, I'm glad for her. She has more people to hang out with, but... Essentially, my sister's like, yay, more people to introduce my sister to, and I'm like, not necessarily. You don't have to. It's like really nice, but... Husband said something to me today that really made me think, and I know this sounds weird, but husband's not very social like IRL. And husband said to me, oh my god, I am a horrible driver. That's not what he said to me. I'm just commentating on my own shitty driving. Okay, we're gonna just start over now. He said to me, you know, I'm more active on social media and stuff than you are. Like, I talk to more people on like Discord and stuff than you do, and yeah, it's true. Like, he has a whole ass friend group now, and I have like the pod squad I talk to Shy Guy, and like that's essentially it on social media, except this another content creator named John, who does like video essays. He's like very left leaning, which same bro. But yeah, outside of like John, the pod squad, and I'm trying to think of like, and like I said, Shy Guy, I don't know who else I even keep in contact with on here. I don't think anybody. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I'm gonna have to switch to cornering. I'm gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to, you know, learn to fucking compensate, because learn to not suck. Write it down. Aha! I should have landed. I probably landed in the middle of a square. Up. Let's just not see that. Okay, Lord, hold on. Yes, when you're an adult, it's very hard to make friends. When you're a kid, they like throw you together and you find a bunch of people, but you not only find a bunch of people, but you're allowed to go play with them. Yeah, not all the time, but you're essentially allowed to like go hang out at the park, i.e. the playground. You're allowed to like talk during gym class and play like sports and games with them. Even if you weren't good at sports, it still like gave you like this, that, and the other. You were allowed to go into different study groups and do things like that. My school was very big on what they called Battle of the Books, or whatever it was called back in the day. So you essentially got together, like read a bunch of groups and then answered, or got, not read a, let's start over again. Battle of the Books. You had a bunch of books you read, you were paired off into like all these groups, or I should say sections, because paired is two people. There we go. I can't drive and think at the same time, okay? That's why I don't have a driver's license. Ah, okay. So you had a team captain, and you had like other people, and you could like talk about the books and answer questions, and then you had to like, the best one got to compete with other schools and whatnot. So you could get together and basically have a big old book group, and that was really nice. And it's like, when you're an adult, okay, so it's easier to make friends as a kid, partially because they throw you together, partially because like, oh my god, your favorite Pokemon is Ditto? I don't know. Delibird. Your favorite Pokemon is Delibird? Wow, so is mine. Do you want to have lunch together? And like, that's how it all starts. And that's another thing, you can also have lunch together. So even though you're in this environment where you have to like learn a lot of shit and all this, you also have an environment where you are allowed to eat together, play together, etc. And then when you're an adult, you suddenly have a world where, yeah, you can meet coworkers, sure, but coworkers are not like where you can like go play softball with them for an hour twice a week. You don't have, I mean, yes, companies try to like throw you together at points, but one, not every company has that kind of an agreement with their people. So many people are just told shut up, do your work and go home. So you might not get to know a lot of your coworkers. There's a lot more consideration for what makes a good friend when you're an adult versus a child. No longer is, hey, you want to have lunch together if your favorite Pokemon is my favorite Pokemon? It now becomes like where your politics are, or the fact that you can't relate to me because you're not raising 3 children by yourself, or whatever it is. I mean, yeah, as an adult, you kind of can see past certain things to an extent, or get to know a variety of people to a certain point, but there are some things that are just like more, God bless it, important. Right. But like, there's a lot of stuff that divides us as adults. Some of it's stupid, some of it not, but a lot of it divides us. And when you're a kid, you don't have those like rules. You learn those quote-unquote rules. You learn those quote-unquote delineations. So like, 2 kids playing together aren't gonna care that, like, you know, one's mom makes like $15,000 a year and one's mom makes like $350,000 a year, $3 million a year. Like, a little kid doesn't care. They might notice the one kid has more toys and stuff, and eventually, like, you know, you're the poor kid and blah blah blah. But essentially, like, when it comes down to it, when they're little, they don't notice, they don't care. Like, when everybody's just little, they just play, and I suck at this today. And I'm making really big boneheaded mistakes too. You know what, I think we're gonna try to turn on the steering part, the turning part, and see what happens. But yeah, so that's part of it. Like, there's a lot more consideration, but work is not like school. They don't really allow you to have like time to socialize. And another thing that you have to consider is, like, there is no third space a lot of times anymore. So I'm driving away. So where you could hang out all day at school and do a bunch of different activities, you can't really do that much now. Yeah, you can join groups and stuff, but the thing is, you have less time to devote to leisure as an adult. I mean, I'm not saying kids don't have really hard childhoods at points, and some kids aren't like forced to raise their younger siblings, or that kids aren't forced into like getting a job early or having to raise themselves essentially. But I'm talking about generalized people here now. And generalized people, yeah, you had homework and stuff like that, but you didn't have 3 kids, you didn't have, you know, 2 jobs, you didn't have like college and a husband and volunteer work and everything else. You didn't have that stuff back then. So there's a lot more you have to do as an adult as well. So there's that. So many things take your time, and people are plumb exhausted. Like, you tell people, well, there's this group meeting at the library, you can like join a book group or something, and it's like, okay, when? You know, when this person isn't like taking care of their mother with Alzheimer's disease, when this person is like tired of working or from working like their 3 jobs, that's when you want them to like go to a group and socialize. Like, good job. Like, some people, they can't even make dinner for themselves every night. They're just so fucking exhausted. And you think they're gonna just fucking join a group for every week? No. Like, part of school was that we were put in those groups to get to know each other. We were put in situations where we could compete against each other in friendly ways, where we could just hang out with each other without having to do homework, etc. So even if you have stuff like that to socialize, fitting socialization into a schedule where people are barely kept going is a lot. It's a hell of a lot. And a lot of people, their social lives just kind of go by the wayside because they are just so damn tired. And every new responsibility just takes it out more and more. And like I said, you can meet other people, but at what cost? You're not meeting them during the day. You're doing your job and getting the fuck out. Most companies are just like, I don't pay you to socialize, I pay you to work. I should just... this isn't working either. The turning thing, I don't think. But anyway, we'll see. And third spaces are places where you can meet up with people and not spend money. Well, good luck with that. How many towns and like whatever have like third spaces? Maybe if you're lucky you have a library, if you live in a town big enough, and maybe if you're extremely lucky, it hasn't been gutted of non-essential services. Like, they're not like looking at you going, well, who needs that book club? Who needs that chess club? Who needs that fucking guitar group or whatever? Like, there used to be like a lot more programs at our library here. And then they were considered superfluous, so we don't have them anymore. We still have some, but they only allow certain groups now and activities for adults. Most of what they offer is understandably aimed at children, but at the same time, adults need places too. They want to make it so that you essentially have to spend money everywhere you go. You want to hang out here? Okay, pay for your drinks. You want to hang out here? Okay, you have to rent this machine for like 3 hours. If you want to hang out here, you have a cover charge, whatever it is. They want to make sure you're paying. And as a matter of fact, when some people talk about like the waning population, okay, and I'm going to be a little controversial here. The ones who don't mean white people waning, if you know, you know. Like, why they would say that stupid shit. You know, the certain words certain people say, there's a certain number of words, and it's about securing the future for the future generations, but only a certain kind of future, if you know what I'm saying. And if it's not about that, it's about essentially companies. Corporations want enough people around to not only work for them, but buy from them. If the customer base doesn't get born, they can't buy shit. So they really want you in that. So, like, especially when America talks about, like, the waning birth population, and it's not coming from someone who's racist. One of the things they're doing is being like, oh my god, how can a corporation survive when we are not giving them all these worker drones, when we are not giving them all these people to spend their hard-earned money? Like, who's gonna buy Disney Plus in 20 years if there aren't people having babies? Oh my god. So they really want you producing the next generation, not just to work for them, but buy from them. So how is capitalism gonna thrive without any young people to purchase shit they don't need? I say as I'm playing a video game not essential to life. But, you know, entertainment is still important. They try to tell you that leisure and downtime isn't important. It is. Oh, I was like, yes, I saved that shit, and then, nope. And then I'm gonna bring up back to the point of making friends as an adult. I'm gonna bring up disabled people. And every disabled person is different. We're not a monolith and stuff, but let me just say, like, chronically disabled people. And that was a very poor showing. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but you can't because you're still beholden to everything else. You're still beholden to, you know, needing groceries, having a house, stuff like that. So it's just a different kind of parent, essentially. You can kind of determine where you want to go with that, but so then you have to go to people like me. Now, I don't have the consideration of kids because we never had them. I don't have the consideration of a job because I cannot hold down a job. So essentially, a lot of people look at my life and think, oh my, it's an amazing life. It's the most incredible life. You get to lay in bed all day. You get to play video games. Like, sign me the fuck up. All that money you get, all that free, everything you get. Okay, so first of all, yeah, I don't have kids. Again, my choice. I mean, I would be a good aunt if I were allowed, but not a good mother. I would not be a good mother. Like, saddling a kid with me as a mother is kind of cruelty. And I'm not saying that because of my disability, okay? There are some disabled people who are an amazing parent, who do everything for their children, no matter what it costs them, like every other parent does. I'm just saying, for me, personally, it would have been cruel to saddle a kid with me. And I realize this, okay? I am not mom material. I love children. A lot of people who say they're not parenting material hate kids. That's not true. I love them. I adore them. I think they are so funny, and you can raise some very kind individuals, and they are just so curious about the world in a way that, like, my jaded ass hasn't been in nigh on 80 years, okay? But still. And I don't have a job because I can't hold down a job. And while that might sound fun at first, oh my god, you just play video games, you can watch anime, it's incredible. One, we barely get enough to live on. Everybody thinks that when you're on, you know, social welfare programs or whatever, that you get a bunch of money. That you get a bunch of money all day, every day, all the time. Like, it is like millions of dollars they make it sound like. Oh my god, you get like how many hundreds of thousands a year? I don't. And for the longest time, we were like barely making 4 figures. I think the last year or so it barely bumped up to like 5. And that's a year. That's a year. That's not a month. That's a year. So I don't have like a shitload of money to go out and do anything, even if I had the ability. But let's go back to being chronic. I don't have the ability. I don't have the ability to go out every day and party it up. Even if I had the money. Even if the government were like, you know what, Toluca? Here's $50,000 a month. Would it improve my life any? Yes. Oh, yes. Why would it improve my life? Because even if I couldn't go out, I would still be able to afford things that would help me. Like better internet, for instance. And so stuff like that. Let's just leave it at stuff like that. Plus, I could try different supplements that my insurance doesn't cover. There are like supplements that I'm never going to be able to try for various things that are wrong with me because I cannot afford them. But even if I had all the money to go out and do things, I can't. My body does not allow it. I was second? Fuck me running. And I was less than like a second or so different. So we're getting better, she says, and then she's gonna be in 8th place next time. Yeah, exactly. It's not a great but I can't go out. My pain doesn't allow it. One of the reasons I am an avatar, like straight up, fuck me running, is because I have so much pain. I'm gaming from bed. And I know I'm very open about my disability, but something about being pretty much bedbound bothers the hell out of me. And it bothers the hell out of me to have people know about that. I need to stop having such internalized fucking ableism. But for some reason my brain says, you know, it's like really awful that this happens and that I shouldn't be like here. Well, I am, because in 2016 when I got sick, I got a really high fever and I ended up like having, I don't know if I have chronic fatigue syndrome. I'm gonna just say that I was never diagnosed, but I feel like I am pretty confident that I can say I have it because of how things are. It isn't just my chronic pain, although my chronic pain fucking sucks ass too and I have to put up with it, but I have chronic fatigue. So even if it's not chronic fatigue syndrome, I have both those things. So if I go out more than once a week, my entire week is shot. And do you want to know what shot looks like? It looks like for the first couple days, I have increased physical pain, which is already a feat because it's really bad to begin with. And I can't properly think. And you're like, well, you can barely string a sentence together now when you're playing a game. It's worse. Ah, fuck me. It is so much worse. I think of the word escalator, I say microwave. I try to remember something I was reading, I have to read the same paragraph 7 times. I can't always follow the plot of a movie if it's not a simple zombie invasion. Like, we're talking really bad. So I get brain fog, I get more increased pain. I feel like I'm like half in a daze. Like if you've ever been so tired where everything looks kind of hazy, where your brain is like, yeah, we're still asleep. I keep thinking that fucking lava, the acid waterfall is actually somewhere I can turn, but it isn't. So yes, when I first go out, when I get out of my wheelchair, I have a vasovagal drop, meaning I get very faint. And sometimes for a while after, I get faint. So it's hard for me to talk, it's hard for me to move around. When I get exertional issues, we'll call it post-exertional malaise, though I don't know if that's what it is. I also have extra body pain, like shooting pain, where I will have the burning, aching, cracking of like arthritis and everything else. I will also have really weird shooting pains, as though someone is digging into me with a dull knitting needle. So if I go out more than once a week, I have that and more to contend with. And the fun thing is, it's not just going out anymore. I don't know if it ever was, but it's even visiting. Like my sister can be here from noon to 8 at night. And oh my goodness, when she leaves, it's like my brain just goes, okay, we're done now. And I can't even begin to process anymore. It's a lighter form of it than when I actually physically go out, but it's still like really fucking annoying. And I hate how I'm basically useless for like 2 days. You think I'm editing poetry, putting together videos, anything like that? Fuck no. Not during those times. And since it takes me 2 days, if not longer, to recover, if I do it more than once a week, I'm pretty much dead on my feet. And the brain fog can kick in from just going out for like a couple of hours. Sometimes even an hour of sitting up is all it takes. So that's been tremendous. And when I go out, after I go out, here's the thing, and I'm gonna be talking about mental health for a bit. I feel really sad, and we're talking like self-ending sad. Now, people say this is for several reasons, but I'm not alone in this. Like, everybody who gets it, you know, one, it messes with your brain to have that kind of difficulty. You know, 2, you kind of see the way life could be. So not only are you dealing with your brain not doing what you want it to do, but you start to imagine a world where you were normal, or at least more normal. What would it be like to have, you know, a social life, be able to volunteer, etc., etc.? Not for you. Never for you. I should have fallen there. I was luckier than fuck right then. Well, I was ahead of a bunch of people that time. So yeah, I get like world-ending sad. I don't like it, but it's true. Like, I start thinking every bad thing about myself, how my life is never going to change. I think a lot about that kind of stuff anyway, but it feels insurmountable. Like it's the worst thing that ever happened. And so when I do stuff outside of the house or exert myself in a specific type of way, I have to ask myself, is it worth it? Because if it's not absolutely worth it, if it doesn't prolong my life, if it doesn't feed me spiritually, mentally, etc., I can't do it. Because imagine, like, my insurance has actually asked me a time or two, like, do you think you can get a job? Because when you're on insurance, when you're of a certain age, when you're pretty young, they will ask you that over and over again. Have you thought about working? Have you thought about a job? And okay, I need more than that here. So wait a minute, I can't go here yet? I need one more. Where's the one more? I don't see any more blue spots. Except that one. Uh-oh.
Could be looking for gray spots. Gray circles on your map, I think.
I thought it was the blue one, but hold on, let me go check. Oh yeah, there has to be more downstairs. I literally just got here. Okay. It's gonna take me a bit to navigate the map. But yeah, so for 2 days or so, I am like the saddest turtle you've ever seen. Oh, this is a painful one. And there's no way to get through that. So I just have to tell myself I have to make it worth it. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate that. But yeah, it gets difficult to socialize. I am essentially, I don't want to say housebound, because I don't meet the clinical definition, which is you only go out 6 times a year. But if I go out once a week, I'm luckier than fuck, let's just say. And I mean that with all my heart. If I can manage to get out the door once a week, I'm lucky. Now this month, this Friday, tomorrow, will be twice. this month. This entire month, I've gotten out. Next week, my sister comes over. So I'm not gonna probably be able to go out next week. Because if I want enough brain power to assist her with her business stuff, guess what I can do? I cannot go out early next week. Plus, I will be recovering, you son of a bitch. I will be recovering from tomorrow's jaunt to go out early enough that I can manage to also make time for, you know, my sister's day. So it's difficult. It truly is. So when I go out for a medical appointment, I don't count it as an outing. But husband said we need to go to the local dollar store after we get home from my appointment, my hour-long appointment with my potential new doctor, nurse practitioner, more like. But he said essentially we need more Halloween decorations because a lot of our lights burned out last year. So we're gonna go and we're gonna see if they have lights at the dollar store that we can pick up. Fuck, I hate the arrows, they're not big enough. So because I'm actually going out somewhere other than the doctor, I can count that as a half a time for an outing. So, because when I have to do something specifically for my health, I don't consider that an outing. It has to be non-medical to matter. I have to be doing something social, shopping, even if it's just for groceries. I have to be doing something. So I'm gonna have 1.5 times, and I might only get 1.5 times out all month. So a lot of times I don't make it out every week, and when it's in the winter time, that gets even harder. Because the winter is not something that's made for me with my wheelchair. So that means even if I want to go 2 blocks, so let's say I want to go for a walk. If I want to go 2 blocks for a walk, or half a mile, whatever, I have to do it in a van. A van service. Fuck me, you don't have to hit me when I'm in 7th place. Oh man. And yeah, I know I'm not gonna make it, but I'm gonna try to get the lay of the land a time or two. So in the winter time, I usually go out less. So I'm supposed to be going out more these next few months, but I haven't been. Because again, there's only so much I can do. Oh, 3rd wasn't bad. Let's go. So even though I have all the time in the world to engage in hobbies, socialization, going places, I also don't. Because my body cannot get around what it needs. Fuck me. We might as well see if we can catch up because it ain't gonna get any better, Shelpers. It ain't. These sharp corners are killing me. Whee! Oh shit. I thought I'd be able to catch that. I'm not speaking at all well today. So I promise I will have something out this weekend, Sunday. I know I haven't been keeping up with the uploads, but I did put together a clip show of the first time I played this, if nothing else. I wanted to actually do a specific video before I put that up, so you wouldn't see like the kart racing footage back to back. I hate doing that unless there's a good reason. I try to put like a variety of things on the channel, although I know nobody's watching this on demand, which is fine. Mostly I do this for me. Ah, fuck, I turned too soon. I find it interesting that you don't lose your item when you fall down like you do in Mario Kart. Or at least Mario Kart 8. I don't know if you do in the new one. I do have a bit of gaming news for you, Shelpers. Husband and I got a deal on like $5 GameFly, so we're gonna give that a try again. And see if they're any better. And then if they are, see if we can move the budget around a little bit to afford it. Because normally we don't have any kind of subscriptions or anything going on right now. Yeah, I couldn't bop it off my head because I was in the air. So because we don't have like a lot of, you know, subscriptions, we don't eat out like a lot. Usually we try once a month, but we don't even make that, to be honest, because real groceries come first. If you're poor, you know. So we'll see if it's still good and if we still want it around, if we can justify it. So right now he has a couple games coming to the house for him. Nothing for me yet. He's trying to get a hold of something very specific for me, I think. We'll see if I like it. Although I'm hearing very good things about it, so... The Silent Hill game. Because I think that's kind of where he was trying to go for it, essentially. We're trying to see if their shipping and returns are faster now. Because one, it took them like weeks and weeks to get back. There should have been essentially no way it should have been that bad, but yeah. Okay, that actually followed him to the ends of the earth like Shocker. I was impressed. Oh, that was bad. See, I went from 2 to 8 just like I promised. So now we can start restarting when I fuck up, because I've ran through it like 3 times now. And don't worry, I will phone a friend eventually. He is ready and able. He already helped me out with one race early on, so... Oh my goodness. The fucking turns in this game are so abysmally sharp. They're as sharp as I wish my mind was. I did not know fucking Cortex owned Dracolis Castle. Oh, I thought I had to turn there. Nope. I love spiral staircases, by the way. It's something I can't go up and down, obviously, but... There was a time in my life where I could climb stairs. I had to do it on my knees, because I get around on my knees, essentially. So imagine when you're a kid, there's a tornado siren going off, and you have to go over to your grandma's house, because remember I lived in the trailer, there was no basement. So you had to go to your grandma's house and then get in her basement. And grandma's basement was full of spiders. Like, the ceiling was like coated with webs and spiders, and then when you came down, since like the lights and stuff would disturb the spiders, they would start coming down to visit ya. So we actually had to take like notebooks or blankets down in the basement so that when the alarms went off, we could like bat the spiders away from our hats. And then if the power went out, you could not see all the spiders coming down on you in the dark. It was something like a horror show, let me tell you. But where we lived, it seemed like the tornadoes never actually hit. They would always seem to go around. Like, it was like, I don't want to say on a hill, but it was like by this kind of like elevated area, and it always seemed to kind of go around. It was weird. So Mom was like, don't worry, it's never gonna happen here. And it never did. Even if our alarms went off. Nowadays they just call your phone up like a Tinder date, and they're like, hey baby, are you in the basement? So yeah, a lot of times, the funny thing is the phone call system is supposed to warn you, right? A lot of times the call system here does not warn you. It calls you up after. So it doesn't say, hey there, good luck in getting the basement. There's like a whole bunch of shit going on, and then it's like later on after everything calms the fuck down, it's like, hey there, good looking, the alarm is over, like the storm has passed. And it's like, shouldn't you have told me there was a storm? Not like when it's over. I mean, not that I'm not grateful to hear it's over, we can get out, we can like, you know, stop tucking our tail between our legs and shit, but shouldn't you be telling me when the storm is actually going to arrive? Not just when it's done for. Speaking of done for. So I find it funny that they will essentially tell you that it's over, but not when it comes. I'm always like, that's not as helpful. But I'm not the government. I don't know my way around things. You know, not my business. The government knows what it's doing. It always does. I'm not using this fucking shoe for a while, man. Okay, I actually could navigate the corner with the speed boost. That's probably the coolest thing I've done in like an hour. And it's still not going to be enough to nab me first place. One of the things I was thinking about doing for Halloween, and I'm not gonna, so don't worry about it unless like everybody's like pissing themselves about what an amazing idea I had. Okay? But I thought about like doing like zombie movie tier list, or like maybe the zombie types, like finding out all the different types of zombies, like you know, the Haitian voodoo zombies, and then the slow shambling zombies, and then the runners, and then the ones that can actually call in the paramedics. I don't remember which one that was, but like there was a zombie movie that was like really corny back in like maybe the 90s, and the line I always remember is the zombies are like eating people, obviously, and like they just got done eating like an EMT or something, and the person on the walkie is like, are you guys there? Did you get to the scene okay? Is everything all right? And the zombie picks up the fucking walkie off the paramedics thing or off the ambulance itself and is like, send more paramedics. Like he's fucking ordering DoorDash. It was funny. I don't remember, for the life of me, I don't remember what the fuck it was though. But I think it would be better like rating movies, like, you know, Train to Busan over zombie type, because even like the fast ones can be different. Like, are they fast smart? There was one zombie movie that had parkour zombies, so they could like run really fucking fast and like dive through windows of cars and shit. And we were like, what the fuck, parkour zombies? So even just saying fast zombies, it kind of depends. You would have to maybe take a look at the virus. Like, okay, one of the things that always fucks me up is like rec versus quarantine. And I think I mentioned this way in my early days, maybe. So stop me if anybody remembers this, but like, rec in America was called quarantine. And rec was like I want to say a Spanish language horror movie with zombies. But how the zombies came about was different. In America, it was a prion disease like rabies. Which, rabies scares the fuck out of me, but anyway, that's not the point. It was demons in rec. So imagine like when you die or whatever, this thing is like, yeah. So anyway, and that reminded me so much of Brian Keene's The Rising, which is not a movie, it is a book. But like, The Rising had me fucked up for so long. Okay, there's this guy, and I don't remember all of it. It's been forever. I've been wanting to read like more of it, but my library didn't have the Brian Keene books, because of course not. Anyway, this guy is in this bunker or whatever, looking out his like the whole out into the world above, and here his like wife is like trying to get him to like come out, and is like, please come out, like I'm gonna be giving birth to our child soon, because she was pregnant, right? And he doesn't pay attention, and at first you're like, Jesus, is this guy a callous monster or what? Like, there are zombies out there. Well, in Brian Keene's The Rising, the zombies are actually, they know what you know. So, if your husband tells you, please, Marguerite, open the door, please, it's me. Do you remember the night we had in Tahoe when we danced under the stars to a Toby Keith song? And then you called up your mother and said we were getting married, and she said, don't you go marry that boy? And I told her I'd give her my motorcycle, and she still has it. Do you remember that, Marguerite? I'm still that guy. Open the door. And he's not that guy. The demon literally just uses that to get you to be available to them so that they can kill you and infect you with another demon, essentially. This fucks over some of the zombies, of course, because if you inhabited a child, you only know what the child knows. Also, they inhabit animals as well. So they're looking for any kind of body, essentially. Because part of that is like, I think they end up at the zoo. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of a different book. But I think they inhabit the animals as well. And I'm just like, Jesus. Though I kind of wonder what kind of critter ditter wouldn't have their own intelligence brought. I might as well restart. I wonder what kind of critter ditter would have its own and not have its own intelligence brought in. It's almost like a parasite, but it knows it needs to get to you. So, yeah. Really creepy. And like I said, that's one of the things that always like freaked me out over the whole like Book of Revelation thing that my great grandmother used to tell us about. Because when people would be taken over, they would try to get you to like open the door, look outside so you can get like killed or taken over. And I hate the thought of that. Like, hearing the people I love the most call for help, tell me everything that we used to do together, like all the game nights, all the like sessions of like crying over boys that didn't like us back, whatever it was, and to have somebody do that to you, or even worse, like somehow like everybody who died, they would be reanimated. So like, let's say your like sister died like 10 years ago, And even though she's cremated, they somehow can use her life force and come back looking like her, sounding like her. Like, fuck me up, man. I would be so fucked up. Like, some people, they die for stupid reasons in a horror movie. And I guess that would be one of my stupid reasons. Because even when my family is like, I know they're dead, the minute I hear my brother's voice or something, I would be like, yes, tall one. Like, yes, I will walk into the light. But I think it would be like harder to avoid if it were someone you thought was still alive. You know? Because if you think they're still alive, you think, oh, they need my help. Like, I can help them. Like, this is the way it should be. Yes, yes. And it isn't. So, it would just be so fucked up. I mean, not like some people would make the choice knowing that everybody they loved was dead, not to just not continue. I would understand that part, but thinking that you really want to be alive and survive, and then all of a sudden it's like, it doesn't matter what you want because, you know, you get tricked, essentially. Oh shit. I am so fucked, Shelpers. I know they're not that far ahead, I know, but I can't, one, drive wall, two, I can't get any items. Ah, that was a really weird fucking angle, let me tell you. Oh man, fuck me running sideways, whatever, all the ways. If I could just get a clear shot. I'm not gonna. Unless they do something really boneheaded, I'm fucked. And I don't think they will. Okay, hold on, Lord, please. No. No, Jesus. Fuck me. Zipped around the corner right at the end. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna do it. Good thing we all know the big game is basically a fucking screensaver when I play. And we're all just here to talk and hang out because, oh boy, would you guys be getting some kind of really bad, feelings right now if, you were here to actually watch a good gamer play anything. The gameplay is not why you come to the gameplay streams. Unless you just like watching me fail at this over and over again. But as I've said before, my gaming superpower is perseverance.
Zombie.
What?
You need my help for this.
I'm gonna struggle for a little bit yet.
Okay.
And guess what this area has?
Yeah, I know what boss it is.
Yep. I'm trying not to use my phone a friend too often. I mean, I know you don't mind, obviously. You've helped me out so many times, but after this race, after I win this race, I think we'll call it a day. Cause I got a whole list of ailments to write out, and I don't know if I have enough notebook. I'll have to write in like 2-point font and maybe fill up a whole notebook. You know, I want to live to be like 80. It's just like, I very much doubt that's going to actually happen for me. I mean, I look at it and like Ma died at 64. I'm 40, like, you know, I might only have like 20 years left. My grandpa died in his 50s. I'm not a very long-lived people. If you have a family that lives like a really long time, you can generally get away with like not being the healthiest always, but I don't come from a long line of lived people, or a line of long-lived people, I should say. So between that and, you know, just what I have going on now. Aha! That was fast. That sure was fast. You didn't see that, Shelpers. You didn't see it. You didn't see it. You didn't see it. These are not the droids you're looking for. Okay, we made it. But yeah, my superpower for gaming is perseverance. Technically, theoretically, I can do anything in a video game because all I'd have to do is do it right once. I can fail a million times. I only have to do the correct thing one time. And that is the honest truth, and that's why perseverance is my superpower. Because in all honesty, once isn't that bad. Might take a bit to get that once. It's like if you've ever seen those videos where this guy is like throwing a basketball behind him from the couch or something, and then he like gets it and he gets up and he cheers. He didn't do that the first time. He did that like the 1512th time, but he only recorded, you know, or only kept that recording of that perfect moment because he only needed it once. He only needed to do it once before he got that viral shot. And that's what it is for me. I only need to do this correctly once. And that's my gaming superpower. Because all I have to do is one time. I'd love it if he gave it back to me. That would just be funny as shit. Now, unfortunately, to get that one perfect shot, it's going to be quite the journey. Fuck, that was my fault, obviously. And I know I could just hand this to husband and call it a day. He would be more than willing to help out a girl. And with him, it would take like, I think 3 tries maximum. And that's without him having to warm up first. Because he's just so much better at games than me. Which is okay. He's better at a lot of things than I am. Art, voice acting. I suck at voice acting. I suck so bad it's funny. As a matter of fact, someday I want to voice like really problematic certain kind of cartoons, the adult kind of cartoons that people usually watch when they like anime. Because I want to have a certain type of story that I can just go and have fun with. Because there are so many times where like when it comes to America, like the voice actors are like, I'm not voice acting this shit. It's like misogynistic. It's like really bad in a lot of ways. And I think if somebody handed me a script and said, you know what, have fun, I think I would. I think husband and I would have a blast. So, as a matter of fact, there have been like some commentators who've done that on adult sites where they've actually like pretended to translate it out, and some of it's hysterical. I would love that. Just our humor together. I need to restart. I think we need the countdown. What do you think, Shelpers? 5 more tries before my phone a friend? I think 5 more tries before I phone a friend. I would get it, but I don't want to subject you guys to like too much more of this. So I have been keeping up with my song of the day, by the way. Sometimes I almost forget, but I always wonder if I should like keep track, and if I miss a day, do 2 songs for that particular day. Sometimes I feel like I should. Sometimes I feel like, well, then it isn't technically a song of the day. It's just different songs. But yeah, I try. It forces me on social media a little more often. So I guess that's something. Oh, of course I went right through the boxes. It's fine. But yeah, I might do a Halloween spooky themed song of the day. Because outside of like the normal ones, it took me a really long time to find enough songs for a playlist. But I have like a playlist of over like 100 Halloween or scary or whatever songs, so I can share some of them. So after we get through stuff that it's easy, like Monster Mash and like Thriller, which are 2 really good ones, we can go through like my favorite Motionless in White song and stuff like that. So it would be really nice to do that. I love music. I wish we could do music stream shelpers. And I don't mean me subjecting you to karaoke, though I've considered doing a Christmas karaoke. Just the present you guys didn't need. It's like hole in your stocking. No, please God, okay. Oh God. Okay, well that kind of worked out in a weird fucking way. I'm still behind, obviously, but I just fucking slid into the damn wall. I have cornering on, I swear to fucking Christ. 1, I think it's 1, I don't know anymore. I try to give a variety of songs. Like I have some Christian music, I have some rap music, I have pretty much everything. And I try not to like put up stuff that's too controversial. But honestly, I love Dana Dan, whatever you want to say, from Bloodywood. And that's the one where he's basically, they're talking about if you like, let's say grape people, like they're gonna basically beat your face in. And I like that one a lot. But the cadence of the rap in that one is so fucking smooth, yo. The beats that they hit. Sometimes rap is kind of messier than I would like. People are like, oh, they're spitting. I'm like, yeah, but not well. But the Donna, it's like immaculate. At least the beats of like what the one guy says, like the guy doing basically what amounts to the verses. With the first verse, it's like it's like really like staccato perfect. I can't really describe it more than that. I think I've shared it on my Discord before, but I'm like nervous about sharing it to Blue Sky. So I don't, but yeah, I like a little bit of everything, so like most music I get, like I've said before, is love songs, so I'm trying not to like overwhelm with love songs. But I like have a shitload of them, obviously. And then there are songs like I kind of hold close to my vest, and I'm like, I wonder when I should share this. Because like they won't be like the songs like everybody knows or even enjoys, but like I wake up with certain songs in my head for whatever reason. So then I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to like do this. So like there are a couple of songs by Talk that I hold close. and then Armor by like Landon, whatever the fuck his name is. And I'm just like, when do I post those, you know? Like the songs that are in my head, I'm like, don't give those away yet. I don't know, it's weird. Or I'm like, oh my god, there's so many pop songs in a row, like nobody wants like 18 pop songs. So I'm really trying to mix it up with like older stuff, newer stuff, like stuff that means a lot to me, stuff I just vibe to, like all kinds of stuff. Because I could almost do, I don't know how to describe this. I could almost do music therapy in the way that like people could be like, can you make me a 10-song playlist for when I'm angry, when I'm happy, when I feel betrayed by family, just that kind of thing. And I would probably have enough songs to like give everybody like personal recs for I have like my grieving songs and stuff like that. 3. It ain't getting better. I think I have 3 more attempts. I've been on this most of the fucking stream. But yeah, so I try really hard to find a variety that people of different ages, like maybe it's a song they grew up with, you know, but I don't share anything I don't like. That's my rule. And I wish I didn't have that rule, because there are songs that like are important to my history or stuff, but I don't like them. I just hate them. And or I don't like them enough to recommend them, so I don't. You know? And it's like my ma, she her prom song was Whites and Night Satin. So when I think about my ma, that's one of the songs I think of, because, you know, of her, the time she was telling me about like her experiences in the Milwaukee school district, like 18 million years ago. And that's an important thing to me because of my mom, but I don't like the song. I don't like the song. Like, there's a lot of older songs I love, like Chewy by Ohio Express, Sweet Pea by Tommy Roll, like Crimson and Clover, The Turtles, So Happy Together, just so many older songs I love. And like, I love songs like hardly anybody's ever heard of, like Window Up Above by Kitty Wells. And Kitty Wells in particular has a great spot in my heart because my mom and I would like, we found an old record and converted it to tape. So we actually had a tape and we would like sing the songs together. But since the record had skips in it, I learned the songs with the skips in it. So I would literally sing the songs with the skips. Like every time the record would skip, I would just like skip over the word or do half the word. And she said, "Are you doing it with the record?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's how I learned it." But like, she was just flabbergasted and found it hysterical. But some of those songs I love, but like, that's like some really old fucking country, dude. And I mean like 1940s country. I mean, she had a song called Dasher with the Light Upon His Tail. I can't even find that song. And I actually love that song. It's a Christmas song, obviously. You know, it's talking about Over Hill and Dale, children dancing merrily, Dasher with the light upon his tail. I can't find that song on Spotify. And I want it so bad for our Christmas playlist. And I have a hugely big Christmas playlist. From everything from like the traditional stuff to like Bob Rivers stuff. I love Bob Rivers, like funny Christmas songs. Oh no. Don't fall apart, Toluca. God damn it. We're falling apart. We're falling apart, Lord. Yep. By the way, I don't know what I'm stuck on, but I couldn't move. Well, let's just start over then. You know what? You know what? we're gonna pause. I'm calling in the ringer. I'm calling in. I tap Shelpers. And I just want to tell you and remind you.
And the ringer.
I told you it'll take 1 or 2 times for you to get used to it again. We haven't played this in years. But, so it's gonna take him a bit. I don't know what I did to my gauge. That's not my usual gauge. I must have been rapid pressing at one point. Oh yeah. It's gonna take you a couple tries to get reacclimated, but trust me, it's not gonna be... Yeah, I'm a very eclectic music lover. Like, my mom was in a band for years, so I have like all that experience. My mom sang at weddings, so like there's this really stupid song people sing for weddings, and it's like how do I put this? It's like pieces flowing like a river, flowing out of you and me, flowing out to the desert, sending love to you and me, or something. And you just literally repeat that, and the last verse is literally hallelujah over and over again. So it's like something akin to like pieces flowing like a river, flowing out on you and me, flowing out to the desert, sending love to you and me. And then like the last verse is literally just that, and it's like hallelujah, hallelujah, and that's like the whole thing. And like you can be fancy with it and like have someone do the harmony, but it's like I don't know if that's instead of like the wedding march. But like when Ma was doing it for a wedding, like her and I would practice that for hours. And that's the same wedding where I had to learn. By the way, I'm just letting you know I'm no longer Catholic, but I was like Catholic till I was like 14. So that's where this comes from. But like, did you know the Our Father has a musical version? Because until that wedding, I did not know that. I did not know the prayer Our Father was set to music at one point. I just find humans so fascinating sometimes. And we practiced that fucking thing forever. And I can still sing that all the way through. The melody is not good either. It's kind of like if you've ever heard the song, the song that was based off of Flanders Fields? Not that Flanders. No, but the poem goes like, in Flanders fields the poppies grow, between the crosses row and row that marketplace, and in the sky the lark still bravely singing flies, scarce heard among the guns below. We are the dead. Mere days ago or something we lived, fell down, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. It's about the soldiers who died. Okay? Well, Orrin Hatch, yes, the old ass politician Orrin Hatch, literally set that to music as well. And it's really, really shitty. Like, they take these poems and stuff and then try to put them to music, and it's like, not every poem makes a good set of lyrics. It just doesn't, okay? Or they needed someone talented to do it. Because if you've ever heard the song, it's like, in Flanders fields the poppies grow, between the crosses row on row. And then you might have to actually go, row, that marketplace. It's really bad. It's really bad. But of course, we had to sing that shit in middle school. Okay. I don't know if I'll get back to it because I'm prepping for the appointment shit tonight. And more of that is just mentally bullshitting myself. But I'll try to get to it around Sunday, maybe.
Oops.
But But yeah, people used to ask me to sing at weddings too, and I'm like, do you not hear the nerves in my voice? There ain't no way. Not only am I not a strong singer, but I'm nervous to sing in front of people. Like, my heart starts hammering. If I could sweat, I would start sweating. I only sweat when I'm like sick or something. It's weird. But anyway, thank you. I had to call in my ringer, and by the way, the person who was the villain in this one, oh my god, is so fucking bad. Is so fucking bad. This wasn't even the worst one. So imagine that pain. Imagine the pain that's coming on repeat. It's going to hurt. But unless we have like a cutscene when we load back up, that will be my cue to get out of here for the week. And I hope everything goes well for everyone else as well. Over the weekend, you have a nice weekend. Get some stuff done, relax, sleep, eat, all the fun stuff. Watch an anime, try a new video game, talk to some friends. Remember that you're not alone out there in the world, and that somebody really cares for you, and that you can bring a lot of good to this universe just by being who you are and offering what you do. And I will see all of you on Monday, and I hope to have a video out on Sunday. So take care of you, and I'll see you soon. All right, Shelpers?